quite so injured that I need to tot. My intimate shall we see what I should visit my... I found the leg would... I would prefer to speak to the gentleman it is attached to. He was shot in the left thigh. The evidence is mostly gone. His blood-stained trousers have been burned. The bandage is not visible under his clothes. I can tell from the way he sits that it's still causing him some discomfort. He has had quite enough gunshot wounds for one lifetime.
Holmes, you are brooding again. I am... Holmes?
I'm feeling...
Holmes?
I'm feeling to see if you have a temperature.
I do not have a temperature, Holmes. I have a superficial leg injury, that is all.
Whatever can you mean me to do to the poor fellow? You're quite certain you need nothing from me?
I value your companionship.
As I noted before, his look of concentration is occasionally interrupted by him wetting his lips and clearing his throat slightly. The general aim is to speak into the telephone rather than at it. But I suppose I understand your intention. I can use the telephone to call my brother Mycroft. He often has valuable ideas about how to proceed in any given situation. Hello, operator. The Diogenes Club, London, if you please. Yes, I'll hold.
My dear Sherlock, how can I be of assistance?
Watson has been shot.
Superficially, I assume, or you would not be calling me quite so calmly.
Yes, a graze.
Send him my warm regards. Oh, speaking of the good doctor, have you told him of your plans yet? It seems to me that it would be a sensible idea not to delay too long.
Perhaps you can give me some advice.
Certainly. What is the conundrum of the moment?
Watson is thirsty. We have a device in our rooms which can carbonate water, but our landlady seems to have purloined all the glasses to wash them.
Can you not ask the landlady to return them?
But that would require leaving Watson, going downstairs and, well, talking to her.
Ah, yes. I see how that is undesirable. Perhaps you have another object in the room which can be a possible substitute for a glass.
Have I ever told you about my brain attic?
Yes, brother dear, but explain again if you wish.
It is only a metaphor, of course. It is an imaginary place where I store all of my facts and knowledge. In particular, I like to imagine a blackboard where I collect observations and thoughts. When I have collected several ideas there, I can combine them to make deductions. Making deductions often allows me to proceed in my cases. Although I use similar methods in all aspects of my life, including deciding how best to help an injured friend, it seems. I'm simply not sure what to do.
It seems to me that caring for your injured friend is likely to be a primary concern. Why don't you stay in your sitting room and examine him and your surroundings in order to discover how best to help him?
Do you have any particular pointers for things to look out for?
Can you see evidence of him having eaten lately? What is his appearance like? Perhaps you should examine all facets of him very closely. I feel you need little prompting from me to do that.
I have nothing else to ask you. Goodbye, Mycroft.
Goodbye, little brother. Do call again.
Look, Watson, one of the beakers from my chemistry set.
Yes, very nice.
I don't want to carry around. If I pick up my equipment and take it away, I do not want to repeat the zinc in the butter dish incident. If I pick up, I do. I will need a glass. Aha, yes, I shall take the beaker. Momentarily forgive me for casting aside the diaphanous fourth wall which exists between us, but you must take the beaker from out of my inventory and then use it with the gasogene. There, I now have a beaker full of carbonated water. Fellow, you seem to be thirsty after your curried lamb. Apologies for the container. Mrs. Hudson seems to have purloined all our glasses. It is clean, I assure you.
Thank you, Holmes. You are right. I am thirstier than I realized. I will trust that you have avoided cross-contamination when it comes to your scientific equipment, and that this is not an attempt to poison me.
Well, I've done that for him at least. Perhaps I should stop delaying. There's something important I need to speak to him about. Wait a moment. The thing I wish to say to Watson is quite significant. Am I ready to take this step? Watson, we must discuss something important. Earlier, you presumed that I was berating myself for allowing you to come to harm. While my thoughts have turned that way often, ever since you were injured, it was not what I was thinking in that moment. Rather, I was trying to decide how to share some important news with you. I have decided to retire.
Retire?
Yes, to sequester myself away on the farm of my dreams. I have a notion to take up beekeeping.
Give up your detective work? Surely not. You are simply upset because I was hurt. In a week or two...
No, I'm quite certain. In fact, I purchased a cottage and some land in Sussex several months ago. I do not crave the thrill of detection as I once did. It is a task for a young man, and I am no longer young. It is time to move on.
But what am I to do?
Whatever you like, Watson. I'm not your keeper. It is rather a large cottage.
You know that I will never tire of your company. A countryside retirement sounds idyllic. Yet, this is very sudden. I am not certain I am ready for that kind of seclusion. I still have a few decades' worth of a perfectly respectable medical career ahead of me, and people here who rely on me.
Once I fail to supply the curious adventures which thrill you and provide you with material for your sordid magazine stories, you lose interest in me. Is that it?
Of course not. You know that is not true.
Or perhaps you've set your sights on marrying the sensible and pretty matron who brings you flowers and writes you sweet nothings. If you propose, I'm certain she will agree. She has not been subtle about her intentions.
Holmes, you are being childish.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Of course, I will come with you if you need me. If you ask me to join you, I will.
No, I cannot ask that of you. You are loyal and true to a fault, my dear, dear Watson, and I am certain that you would give up your passions to join me in mine. If you did, a seed of resentment would be sown which might drive us apart in the end. I could not endure that.
It seems that we are being drawn along different paths then.
Yes.
Strange, isn't it?
Yes.
They were wonderful years, weren't they? I loved every moment.
Watson, they were glorious. We were glorious.
You won't vanish on me, will you, Holmes? You won't simply disappear without telling me you are going.
No, I think I have a little more sense these days than to engage in those kinds of theatrics. Should you need me, Watson, you will find me in Sussex, keeping bees and reading philosophy, and you will always be very, very welcome. Watson, are you going to loiter on my doorstep all morning?
Good afternoon, Holmes. My word, you look well. I don't think I've ever seen you with so much flesh on your bones and colour in your cheeks.
I remain as wiry as ever under the knitwear, I assure you.
I must apologize for turning up out of the blue like this. I know I should have written to you ahead of time. My ship came in this morning and I found myself unceremoniously deposited back in England. I couldn't face the hubbub of London. I really am dog-tired. And you do have rather a good track record of perking me up when I'm back from a war. So I thought, I hoped. If it is at all inconvenient, then you must tell me. I am certain I can find alternative accommodation.
Watson, kindly stop talking nonsense. Come inside, get out of that uniform, and make yourself at home. You must stay for as long as you like, my dear, dear Watson. Watson is by my side again. I must ensure that he's able to rest and recuperate, and find a way to tell him. Well, but how? Who would like that? It is perfectly fine where it is. Don't be absurd. I do not expect that pleading with one's grandfather clock will make time go any faster or slower. My pocket watch is more convenient. There is no need to wind it, because it does. Dr. Johnson once noted that time one does not need to. If you hear it, there is no need to wind. Dr. Johnson once noted, one does not need to worry about time racing forwards with this particular clock. I removed the pendulum after finding the noise irritating. If you hear any ticking, it is coming from the clock behind you on the opposite wall. Use it how? Death is a mingling in the death of a good. Also, I will be leaving the dog. No, I will not be taking that abomination against good taste anywhere. One day, perhaps, I could cause you to be accidentally smashed. I'm sure I could devise a method which Watson would not suspect. Well, that sounds like a fairly dangerous proposition. Perhaps when it is dark. If you ever find me talking to myself in the presence of a lamp like that, it may be worth checking the talc guard for deleterious substances. You've served me well many a year. Don't be absurd. It is perfectly fine where it is. Nothing I can observe. Don't be absurd. I was an accomplished boxer in my youth. She would trounce me utterly if I tried. Oh, but she's sleeping and looks so peaceful. Besides, it would compromise. You simply wish to know how much. Oh, very well. I can turn the handle and open the door, if that is what you mean. I would rather keep it there so I have it readily to hand this evening. You should select tonight. It is perfectly. I've often been required to pick myself. it is... I need it to